In 2002, a year after the U.S. and 44 other nations had invaded Afghanistan, a group of U.S. Marines on a mission had encountered a giant humanoid at the entrance of a cave in Kandahar. The case was classified by the U.S. government. When the special forces returned home, they were made to sign top-secret documents presented to them by the CIA to never ever say a word. When the Marines encountered the giant, it was either fight or flight. This neighborhood was known as Ghost Bazaar before my grandfather settled here. No one dared to walk the streets at night, for there was fear of ghosts and spirits roaming every dark corner. This area has been named after my grandpa once he cleansed it of all the ghosts and goblins. From Wir Bazaar to Mir Bazaar, every Kandahari knows of the miracles my papa performed and how he would astral travel. He performed his morning prayers right here in Kandahar, while his evening prayer in Mecca. A physicist would dismiss this notion, while a metaphysicist would experiment with the theory, since human beings are 99.99% empty space particles vibrating either on low or high frequencies. Let's go around town and find out what Kandaharans have to say. Now we're heading over to Mrachaga's shrine, who has performed miracle after miracle. Mrach means black pepper. His mother couldn't give birth, so his saintly uncle gave her a blessed tiny little black pepper to consume. Once she munched on that little white magic pepper, she conceived right away and had baby Mrachaga. Everyone in Kandahar and the distant corners of Afghanistan has heard of the following tale. One day his mother came over to the crib. Instead of baby Mrachaga laying there, it was a black serpent. People have witnessed him shape-shift into a serpent right in front of their eyes. Mrachaga would cleanse people's houses from serpents and negative energies to that of positive. My cousin's father told me that his house was infested with lethal serpents, so they called upon Mrachaga. Kandahar is infested with deadly venomous serpents. Mrachaga went to the house for several days, cleansing it of its reptiles. The snakes never ever dared to enter the house again. Even if one of them went astray, it would be completely harmless. The kids would toss it around like a little house pet. The first Taliban movement didn't believe in Mrachaga and forced him to exile and settle in Helmand. Mrachaga cursed them, hence why the US and their allies bombarded and invaded Afghanistan. Perhaps. What do you think those special forces did when they saw that Giant of Kandahar? Maybe the giant invited the Marines for Afghan chai? Let's continue our journey asking the locals of this Giant of Kandahar. We're going to head out of the old city, which was built by the great Buddhist king Ashoka, lived in by Alexander the Great, and destroyed by the terrible Persian king Nadir Shah. The new city where we're heading to was built by Ahmad Shah Baba Durrani the Great. So now we're here at Azali Baba. Azali Baba performed many, many miracles. And the thing is, you just take a little bit of this and you put it in people's drinks, or you put it around their bodies, and they get blessed. And whatever they have in their mind, it gets performed. We're in the city of Kandahar, and we're in Shadinal right now. And these are more graves, probably his immediate family members right around it. That felt so good. I had a talib. I was at the shrine. He goes like this from afar. He goes, Mujahid Shah. Mujahid Shah, I mean, how are you, talib? Well, shukr di juro. I said, I'm doing very well. Do I look like a talib to you? A talib? Talib means student, student of life, student of Islam, student of the way of life. And that's what we are. We're just students. But, you know, some people like to take that term and flip it around. Dark matter does that. Advised that there has been a giant grave spotted outside of the city towards the brick factories. Since you and I have never been to a brick factory, why don't we make a quick stop?
चलते बैठी चला
वो जोड़ी है या खर्ची जोड़ी है
हालते
दलते कम कुरकुरा चलाना खर्ची जोड़ी
بخيه
वो बखिए वो
या उसको बांध दे
वही
उस बांध दे उस दाख तखला सही बियानवर دا بټی ته دننه ګور کوي
This is Zakar Sharif. We're going to go over to the shrine of Zakar. The Zakar Sharif cover alta di? Come on. Cheers karaka come on. Cheers nüşte yıldı.
Acınyık. Acınyık kayıldı işte.
Zakar Sharif's shrine right here. This here is Zakar Sharif. A saint lays here peacefully. This whole area is named after him. This stone has a very high vibrational frequency. Zakar Sharif So kala bakire. I just had the camera rolling while I held my hand here, and it turned off because of a very, very high vibrational frequency all these stones contain. So Zakar Baba was buried in that room I showed you. He was around the same time that Ahmad Shah Baba Durrani was, and Ahmad Shah Baba came to visit him and noticed his sainthood and gave him his whole land back then, back in the days. The case of the Giant of Kandahar was finally declassified. The witnesses stated that they had to break their silence because people have the right to know what's happening on our planet. And this is what happened that very day. A special operation task force had been missing. A Marine squad was sent to find out what happened. The Marines walked along a mountainous trail until arriving at the entrance of a cave. Pieces of broken U.S. military gear were scattered all around. As the task force was about to enter the cave, a 13-foot humanoid emerged and attacked the soldiers. The giant impaled one of the soldiers with a spear and proceeded to attack the rest of the squad. It took about 30 seconds of continuous fire to down the Kandahar giant. Some say the Kandahar giant's body was airlifted back to base, while others say he was buried right out here. Let's see if we can find the gravesite. 20 meters long. Look at this grave. One person lays here peacefully. 20 meters long grave. I have no idea why they made it so long. He must have been this tall. "20 meters long." This is the Giants of Kandahar. The Giants of Kandahar used to live here. This grave here is 20 meters long. And now we know why Kandahar has giants still living here amongst us. Since I myself was born right here in Kandahar, then perhaps I have giant ancestry. Whether there was a giant or not seen by U.S. task forces, one thing for sure is that Kandaharians have a tale of a giant woman whose name was Khaybar. Khaybar was so giant that she would have her fire burning on one mountain and her dough being prepared on a separate mountain. With a single footstep, Khaybar would go from one mountain to another, and then she would go mountain hopping.